Let's take a listen at this one.
Around Greenland right now, we have a lot of unwanted attention and a current crisis. And as of now, there is a meeting planned tomorrow between the U.S. Secretary of State and also the Vice President of the United States, with the Kingdom of Denmark, represented by the Danish Foreign Minister, Lars Løkke Rasmussen, and the Greenlandic Foreign Minister, Mrs. Vivian Motzfeldt. And I cannot speak to the agenda of this meeting. I can say that what we hope for is more clarity and to better understand the differences that might be between us and figure out how can we move forward in a way that does not include force. That is what we are aiming for in the meeting tomorrow. I think dialogue is much needed and it serves as a key ingredient in a democracy. Also, we have stressed the last couple of days, my Premier Jens Frederik Nielsen had a statement yesterday underlining the importance of upholding international law and still supporting the NATO alliance. And this was just a couple of hours ago repeated by a joint statement from him and the Danish Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen. So that is the...
Well, Thomas Messi, he said that instead of attacking Greenland, what Donald Trump really should be doing is dissolving NATO, because U.S. is paying a lot of money to NATO. They're not getting anything in return. And attacking Greenland is only just going to make things worse for the United States.
Backdrop of which I'm speaking, so I can maybe add some more information to this, but if not, I can refer you to these statements from them as well. And I expect you heard my presentation. If you didn't, well then feel free to ask any questions you might have.
Thank you, Diane. First question we have is from Chris at CA.
Hi, thanks. Sorry, I was wondering what contingency planning is happening if the United States does use force, and how long could Greenland last if that happens?
Well, it's a bit of a speculatory question, of course. We do have contingency plans. We are not... we are able to... I don't know, how do we say it? We don't say everything what we have planned, but there are plans in place, and that we are, of course, trying to make sure that we can keep everybody safe. Hopefully, this will not be needed. We also have contingency plans for other emergencies. So there, as any other country, we do have planning available.
So the contingency plan they have, I'll tell you what plan they have. If in case they get attacked by United States military, Britain, Germany, and France, they already send their troops. They're already positioning militarily in and around Greenland, so there will be a war. In other words, in Trump's world, we might see a World War III very, very soon, just over a territory that they so want to conquer by force. This is unprecedented.
I've got a question from the BBC. I don't have a name. Big here. Nope. Okay. Carl, ITV.
Hi. Thanks for coming to talk to us today. Two questions. What is the opinion of the people of Greenland about possibly being part of the United States? And also, what effect is this having on people's state of mind? All these threats coming from an overwhelmingly powerful neighbour, which you couldn't defend yourselves against if you was good, if you had to.
There are really two answers to your questions, but the answer is somewhat the same. If you ask the people of Greenland, there are quite a bit of worry. People are concerned about the messages from the United States about annexing Greenland or buying Greenland. It causes a great deal of worry about the future. People are reporting difficulties to sleep. This is really filling the agenda and the discussions around the households. So it's a massive pressure that we are under, and people are feeling the effects of it. So that's a population. They are quite worried. We try to, of course, keep calm and work our way through it. If you asked on a more political level, I think both my Premier and the coalition and all the party leaders in Greenland has made quite clear that we have no intention of becoming American. It is not something we have aimed for, worked for, but we have worked towards more collaboration with Americans for many, many years. We are an American ally, but we do not see ourselves as becoming Americans. We are quite happy with being part of the Kingdom of Denmark.
Can you imagine the level of stress they're going through at the moment, all the Greenlanders, for really no reason, for zero reason. Trump is making things all up, telling people that if we do not get Greenland, China and Russia will. What are you talking about? Wow, this is just unbelievable.
As you see yourselves as an American ally, do you feel betrayed by the language that's coming out of Washington?
We feel betrayed. We feel that the rhetoric is offensive, as we have stated many times before, but also bewildering, because we have done nothing but support the notion that the Greenland is a part of the American national sphere of interest. We recognize this and have done so for many decades. So we are an ally, and so are Denmark. We are allies of the US, and of course we are bewildered that now I have to have a press conference discussing a possible annexation or selling of Greenland. So for us, this is not something we sought. This is not something I think we deserved. I think we have been good partners.
Thank you. Mary from the Financial Times.
Hello. Can I ask two questions? First, do you expect more US investment in Greenland as a component? And then secondly, I have a bit more specific question. Greenland has banned uranium mining, and I was wondering, would the government reverse that ban if mined uranium was going to the US or to Denmark as a consequence of everything that is happening? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I cannot speak to what happens after tomorrow, of course, but I think the ban on uranium stands quite clear, that the people of Greenland have spoken. They do not want mining of uranium, and we have developed a mineral strategy that works perfectly around this. We are able to provide the minerals needed without using uranium as a source in this process. So I think we have been quite clear, and the Parliament has voted on this, and I respect that vote, and we have no current plans on moving in any other direction than that. Your first question was about investments from the States. Well, we do welcome American investments into Greenland and have done so and tried to advocate for it for quite a while, actually. We don't have a lot of American investments. Will there be more? I cannot really speak to that. I can see that they are welcome. We are an open economy. Right now, I think in the mineral sector, what you would see is more UK investments. We have a lot of European investments, Danish investments, Canadian primarily. So not a lot of American at the moment.
Very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they are a sovereign country. They're a sovereign nation. They can decide which country they want to take investment in from, which country they do not want and want to stay away from. I mean, why would some other country, in this case Donald Trump, would try to invade and impose his will on it? This is not what American would like. But the good news is that Greenland is pushing back. They are going to stick with Denmark.
I wouldn't know. We haven't. I cannot speak to that. But what I can say is I think there is more than one interest into Greenland from U.S. side. Of course, there is a matter of national security that we are perfectly willing to discuss. There's also the matter of access to minerals, which we are perfectly willing to discuss. And there is possibly concerns about maybe the different routes and interests from other countries that we also are interested in discussing. So I think there are nothing that shouldn't be on the table tomorrow for discussion, and I expect that will take place as well.
Jack from The Sun.
Hi, thanks very much for coming. Just to touch on Chris's point, in the worst possible case scenario that American troops did end up on Greenland shores, would they be met with a resistance?
We are not a country that finds ourselves at war with the US, and we want a peaceful solution, and we will work towards that for as long as we can at all. We see no point in using weapons against each other. We should be friends. We are allies. So this is my answer to you.
Just one quick follow-up. Trump's central claim that Russia and China are flexing their muscles in that part of the region. Do you accept that? And is there any scope for more US presence on Greenland to deter that threat?
I don't think there are call for concerns that can be really prevented by a use of force in Greenland. Of course, China and Russia have interest in the Arctic. Russia is an Arctic state. China has been interested in the Arctic for many years. I think that for us in Greenland, we have called for more monitoring of the Arctic for many years, and we are quite content with this moving forward if that's part of the agreement. We see no reason why this shouldn't be part of the agreement. We don't detect an actual threat, but we have no problems being more aware of what is going on around Greenland, and I think it makes a lot of sense. So we don't see a lot of Russian interest directly into Greenland either. Actually, we have, as following the sanctions, we have stopped all export to Russia of our fisheries and have found new markets. And we don't see any investments from either Russia or China into Greenland as well. So,
Hamish from The National.
Hi, thanks. Just to go back to the point about potential US invasion, would you expect backing from NATO allies like the UK if that was to happen?
If this scenario was to happen, I think everybody in this room and everybody in your countries will have to figure out what is this new world order about. And I think we will stand in a completely new situation. So I really cannot answer your questions because your question because it implies that it would be one country being attacked by another NATO partner, but actually we would all be under attack. So I think it will be a breakdown of rule of law and international law and existing agreements and treaties. And I think that would be a bad outcome and a big shame for us, because I think we have all prospered a lot from the NATO alliance. I think it has brought peace and prosperity and stability, not only to member countries, but wider than that. And I think it has served everybody quite well, all the member states. So I do hope we will not get to that situation. I think we should do everything we can to prevent it from happening.
Defending with force from...
I cannot answer your question. You would have to answer the member countries themselves.
Yeah. David from the Mirror.
Hiya. Thank you so much for holding this briefing. What's been the sense from your visit to the UK in terms of the UK's resolve in helping Greenland in this situation? And are you of the view that Keir Starmer should be prepared to put UK boots on the ground as part of the wider UK, as a NATO mission, as an alternative to the US involved?
I will not speak to other countries' decisions in such a difficult matter. I think we should all await the meeting tomorrow and hope for a good dialogue and from honest conversation in a closed room, and trying to figure out what is up and down in this entire debacle, and try to find our way through and give them time to do that. But even though I just flew in this morning, I can say that the support from the UK, the support from France, from other countries, from Germany, are deep. We feel it in Greenland, and we take note of it, and we are very touched about it. So we think that it shows the national community, global community standing together, I think, on some very principled points about how to engage with each other. And if you think about international law, I think it was really a lot of the conventions that we rely on, a lot of the treaties we rely on, was built on some very dark chapters in the world history. And I think it would be such a shame for us all to leave those principles behind, because that would mean a totally changed reality for all of us.
I mean, he started war with Iran, Donald Trump. He started war with so many other countries. He's a president who doesn't want to go to war, but he is helping to get there. His military, they're preparing. They're preparing even more than they used to be during Joe Biden's term. They're now preparing to go to war with Greenland. They went to Venezuela. They are preparing to go to Colombia. So yeah, Trump is going to use his military. And now we know why he was not interested in Gaza, right? Because Gaza, for him, it was like a lost project. Why spend money there when we can spend the same amount of money and resources in Venezuela, get their oil? So Donald Trump is, my point is, he is never a president of peace. That's just his slogan to win election. Just like he said he will be releasing those files, Epstein's file. Now he's calling it Democrat hoax. So yeah, this guy, he doesn't really keep his promise at all. Subscribe for more videos in the next one.